Victoria Relas, you want to start us off?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll start us off. Thanks everyone for coming. I think a couple more people might join, but very happy to have everyone here, club members and Power Course participants and new club members. So I'm very excited. So I'm going to take you just very roughly through the agenda, and then Saike will start. So welcome to the first club powwow. The agenda for today is we're going to do a check-in. Club members are going to share their moods and background. And then around 10:40, we're going to announce accountability partners. I'm going to put you on breakout rooms, and then we're going to do sharing together. And then we're going to take a break for like 5 minutes maybe. And then we'll come back at 11:30 and we'll discuss the club fund, which is a very new and exciting idea we have to share with you. We're going to discuss Metaform around 11:40 and then 11:50 we'll wrap up. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Victoria Relas. Hello, everybody. Wow, look at you. Angelique, Zahra. Wow. Izzy, how come we don't see you? I know we have communication from Rachel. Oh, there you are. Don't be shy. Let us see your gorgeous face. Hello, Haris. Oh,
Hello, Zakir.
Hello. Okay, fine if we see you. We'll be slightly sad if we don't, but we'll live with it. We'll live with it. Okay. All right. So welcome, everyone. What a treasure it is to have each one of you here at our monthly club powwow. This is our first club powwow. What is our intention from a club powwow? It isn't only a monthly meeting. We have created this event so you guys, all of us, you girls, guys, we get to know each other's lives, get to know each other's successes, each other's challenges. We support each other and form a global network. So sometimes someone needs a job, someone needs to start a new business, someone needs support in their relationship, someone needs support in their life. So it's a treasure that we have just begun this. We are about 20 members overall total in the club. About 11 or so have come from the Power Course that we had already underway. The Power Course participants that are here, I'm deeply grateful to you. It's quite a bit work. Power Course itself is a rigorous program. And then we have introduced on top of that, quite a bit programming for the club. So I am grateful for the Power Course participants, Luke, Habib, Rob, that are in this call today. Thank you. Others, welcome. We have a number of practices at the club. Club powwow is one of the practices. And we have a Slack channel where this powwow continues. We have created this Slack channel for you where you can share your life, share your challenges, share your trials, triumphs, whatever is going on, and participate in the formation of a new kind of network of trust. Look, the times that are coming at us, to survive in these times, we are going to develop these networks of trust, new networks that we can move globally. We don't know what kind of challenges that are going to be in front of us. This last week in the United States particularly has been a very challenging time. We have had crazy kind of actions from some state governments. We have had crazy weathers. In New York, I think 50 or 60 people have died already with these floods, and so much is changing in the world. And I am sure it's like that across the world right now. So in this time, that is a time of change and turbulence. It's important that we create these networks and these friendships that can support us in a number of ways. So Club Powwow is your place to create this network. We'll meet once a month. This is our first meeting. And then you have the Slack channel to continue the conversations. And you can, of course, on Slack message each other, and whoever you feel the force of friendship, be in touch with each other, practice love and kindness, practice respect for each other, and connect. All right. So first, I want to hear from each one of you 2 questions. What is your mood? And what's going on in your life? And if there is a challenge or struggle that's showing up where you would like me to say something, or where you'd like me to react, then tell me, what's happening for you. What is the mood like right now? What are you dealing with that you want to talk to me about? And what's generally going on in life? Is it trials, triumphs, struggles? Check in with me, check in with your friends. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Zahra, why don't you start, please?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Zahra Hafiz, and I am a homemaker, and I have a girl of 2.5 years. She is right here with me because she does not leave me alone. So,
What is your mood? What is your mood, Zahra?
what should I tell about the mood?
Should I share the mood?
Yeah, share the mood. And would you put the both questions up in your 2 questions, Victoria? Put it in the chat.
Could also suggest that everybody share where they are located in the world.
That's a good.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob. Very good.
Okay. I am in Pakistan, in Lahore specifically. I have right now I am a student too. I am I'm doing masters in arts in English subject, English literature, and I have exams nowadays. And along with these things, I have house job, means I need to do some housework too with my daughter. She keeps me occupied almost all the time.
So Zara, thank you. Thank you for the background. Now put your finger on what is your mood right now. Take a look. Now, remember we talked about what are moods. Moods are your opinions about the future. They are a little bit distinct from emotions and feelings, close, related, similar, but distinct in the way that emotions and feelings are more clear to us, obvious to us. If you're angry, you're angry. You can see that clearly. Mood is more hidden. Mood is very hard to see. One of the habits for power in life is the habit to learn to characterize your mood. So put your finger on your mood. By the way, your daughter is definitely going at it in the background, huh? She's like, Mommy, what are you doing? Pay attention to me. Okay, you want to put your finger on what's your mood right now?
Sorry, I'm going through it. Wait. Actually, nowadays I am resenting so many things. I am being negative in so many things. Many negative things are going into my mind nowadays.
Okay. Resentment?
Yes, resentment.
Okay. Thank you. Got it. And where are you for others that don't know where you are?
Sorry.
Where are you in the world for those that don't know where you are in the world?
I'm in Pakistan, in Lahore specifically, Lahore city.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Zara. This resentment, look. Resentment is a natural mood for human beings. When things don't go our way, we have some kind of an attachment to life. We make a little vision in our head. We call that vision. It's really an attachment to a particular kind of a future. And when that future doesn't come, we get very attached to that. And we think that we are squished by life. The life is destroying us. The life is squishing us. So you know how to kill resentment? You kill resentment.
I'm trying to be positive in every way possible, but
Trying
I
to be
get
positive.
anxious. Yes.
Trying to be
I get
positive.
anxious time. Yes. Think positive. I want to think positive about things that go on in my life.
Trying to be positive does not work.
Okay.
Try as hard as you can, it will not work. Let me give you something to consider. Bring forth a mood of gratitude. Look at your hand. Just bring your hand in front of your face. Look at your hand. Wow, you have a thumb? You have a thumb, you have a first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Wow. Isn't there something to be grateful about? We have a hand. There are people that don't have
Yes.
hands. So
Yes.
start there, start from the top of your head and practice gratitude for every part of your body. Then look around. There's a roof over the head. There is a comfortable couch, comfortable bed to sit on. There is beautiful child running around. Gratitude, bring forth a great deal of gratitude. Many things may not be going how you want them to go. Many things. I totally got that. I'm not saying you should ignore those and don't work on what is not going well. But the start place of accomplishing any goals, of starting any journey, is the point of departure is gratitude. So try that. I mean, it's just something to try. If it doesn't work, throw gratitude out and keep resentment. But one thing for sure, trying to think positive, it's not going to work. It's
Okay.
pretty damn hard. You know, we end up convincing ourselves should be positive, but I don't feel good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Zara.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
will try, inshallah.
Big round of applause for Zara for taking the coaching. Good job. Good work. Okay. There your brother joins. As usual, 10 minutes late. Okay, let us go to AZ. AZ, please.
Hi, could I get that screen up again, Victoria? Thank you. Appreciate this. Hi, everyone. My mood is one of, well, ambition and a little overwhelming. I mean, a bit overwhelmed because of all that's going on in my life, and wonder, awe. So I'm in a good place.
And what's happening in your life, AZ?
Just a lot of changes around the house. I've got a few tenants, driveways being extended, deck needs work, a lot of things just that need to happen. Cabinet came down in the kitchen, just fell because it wasn't put up right. So putting a new cabinet up, a lot of balls currently being juggled, and I'm dealing with poison oak on my legs. So, you know, I'm in boxers, dealing with that constantly. So
you were dealing with poison oak about a month ago. Did you run into the same plant again?
it's the same situation that is trying to rise up my legs, and I've had it once in the groin area. It's very uncomfortable, so I'm trying to avoid that.
Oh, thank you for sharing that, AZ. How's your job? I mean, I'm not even gonna wonder how the plant got there. Yeah. So I'm just curious, how's your job at Apple?
Job is going great. Yeah, I've received, well, I had previously sort of been promoted, was given a much bigger program to manage, and now another EPM had to go to a secret project. Apple has these secret projects, and her project fell into my lap. So the marketing communications project. So everybody, when you do a search on your iPhone in the App Store or on news, the results that are populated, that's my team, ad platforms. So I'm already dealing with, you know, something cutting edge. And now I've got Hermes, which is the marketing communications tool for all marketing clients. So Hermes, the messenger of the gods. So I've got more responsibility coming my way, which is good, you know, so work is very happening.
Okay. Thank you, AZ. So now if you want to complain about the spam Apple is sending me on my iPhone, we know where to go.
No, it's not the marketing. This is only the communications to people who pay for ad platform services. It's the communications to them about their campaigns and triggers that happen. So triggered emails or
We'll blame you anyways. To us, you are the Apple representative.
Oh,
My Apple TV is not working. You are to blame. Okay, thank you, Izzy. Thank you. Very good. All right, Haris, how are you doing? Any chance you come to? There you are. Very good. What's your mood and what's happening in your life?
I was in a car, that's why I wasn't able to see you guys. So I'm good. The mood is a contradictory mood. I was seeing your slide. It's more of one part in anxiety, and one part is I think it was something like ferocity. Ferocity. So these are the moods. So let's come to my background. I'm from Lahore, Pakistan. Sorry for the shaky phone. I'm into academics. I'm assistant professor here in Punjab University, the biggest university here in Pakistan. I teach computer science programming. And apart from that, I'm deeply interested in startups. Big fan of Steve Jobs saying, put a dent in the universe. So lots of creative thoughts in my mind to bring something, such a thing in the world which can revolutionize people's life in different ways. So I won't go into detail. And lastly, I am a thinker at the initial level, and I love to think about connecting the spirit with the technology. It's a new thing. I've talked a lot before with Saqib and even to some extent to AZ. So it's like building a bridge between the two different worlds. And considering this on the spiritual side, I'm deeply, profoundly fans a small word of the great philosopher Iqbal. So on one side, it's the technology part, on the other side, it's a spiritual and the inner part. And the bigger goal in my life, the bigger goal, apart from startup and all the teaching and profession, is actually to first to discover myself and then to actualize myself in both in my spirit as well as in my
Your voice just broke up. Your voice just disappeared.
So the last couple of sentences were
No, your voice just disappeared.
It sounds like your microphone got covered or something.
Yeah, there you go.
no.
You're
That's
back.
better.
You're back.
Okay, so let's rewind to last couple of sentences. The bigger goal in my life to actually build a bridge is to build a bridge between these two worlds, and eventually I want to discover firstly myself and then materialize my thoughts and my creative actions. And this is my bigger passion in life, for which philosophy is one thing and startup is another. And the way where I think I am struggling is to connect with like-minded peoples who have approach to the both the worlds, and they can relate things from it. Saqib is one great resource, honestly speaking, without any consideration. So thank you, Saqib, for bringing me here. I am really delighted to connect you and through you and all these extraordinary members. So this is my book.
You know what happens sometimes? We are so committed to struggle, and we struggle for so long that when our struggle is answered and the struggle ends and you arrive, we think it's too good to be true. You want it to be among the people that want to connect philosophy to startups. There you are. Look around the screen. I think you have a small screen. So if you go left, you will see all the people that are here at this moment. Your struggle has been answered, and it's not too good to be true. It's too good to be false. There are such things that are too good to be false. So your whole family got COVID last week, 2 weeks ago. Have all of you recovered? What's going on?
Me and my wife are safe, but my mother-in-law and my grandmother, They all had very severe symptoms. They are better. They're quite better.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
But the situation here in Lahore is really severe, really severe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Harish. Very
Thank you, Zakir.
Mhm. All right. Let us go to Zaki, please.
Morning, good afternoon, all. I hope everybody's doing well. I have a good news that after hustling for around 4.5 years of constant work and hard work, I have been offered an SAP opportunity on Friday. So I've
Wow, that is incredible. So for those don't know, let me say something, okay? Just let me summarize. So Zaki has been working in some part of technology called QA, and he has been working very hard, educating himself, getting certifications in another field called SAP. It's a company and a product that manage big databases. Let me just put it that way. And when Zaki came to us a couple of months ago and we started to talk together, he was deeply concerned and worried and working hard towards that. So we're just getting the report that you have landed your first SAP gig. So fantastic. Big round of applause. Well
Thank
done.
you. And
Well done. Well done.
and
Good
the
job.
funny part is I was interviewed for this opportunity back in April, and then they came back and they were like, "Well, we hired somebody else." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." And then back on Friday, last Friday they came back at noon and they wanted to interview me at 2 o'clock, and like after 4 hours. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be more than happy to take the interview." And then within a week, everything changed.
Wow.
They offered me the opportunity on my terms, on whatever I was asking for. So it's been an amazing week. I'm very confident, and I'm very thankful to everybody on the team who helped me in being positive, because I was not about to give up, but I was just struggling to figure out what was happening and why I was not given the opportunity. And then thank God I was given the opportunity to I start my new contract on September the 14th.
Wow, that's great. That's crazy. So characterize your mood a little bit. We can all see it. Moods are interesting. You know, oftentimes they're not visible to us, but they're very visible to other people. If you don't know what your mood is, ask someone around you. They'll tell you what your mood is. Have one of you have experience where your spouse or wife or husband comes and says, "Hey, why are you so pissed off?" You go like, "I'm not pissed off." Okay. Looks pissed off to me. So
No,
we can put the mood chart up so for Zaki to see. So put your finger on what is your mood?
confidence and gratitude and humility as well. I did not accept. I did not accept where I was before, and I kept on hustling because I did not accept where I was before. And I did not. I had a blocker and saying, "Well, you know what? There's something missing. You can't do it." And every day I'm like, "You know what? There's nothing in the world that can stop me besides my own mood and besides me." So I kept on hustling, and I'm like, "You know what? I'll get it. I'll get it." And doors have opened in last in last couple of days. I've been I had three interview offers so far, that and all of a sudden, like, I don't know where all of a sudden the market opened and everybody's interested in getting SAP consultants. So I don't regret my decision. There were times that I did regret my decision. I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I've invested so much time and money and so much effort into it. What should I do?" And then again, thanks to you guys, and thanks to Saqib, I kept on hustling, and I did not give up, and I do not plan to give up anytime soon.
Wow, very good. And where are you in the world for those that don't know?
I'm in I'm in Toronto, Canada. So if anybody needs help in Toronto, I'm always here.
Toronto, Canada. Okay, very good. Send us some Canadian bacon or maple syrup.
Anytime, no problem. Just tell me the size of the bottle.
The size of the bottle. Okay. Very good. Okay.
Sahib,
I want to, excuse me, Azzy, one quick second, please. So I want to acknowledge Zaki for when Zaki began to arrive at the club and the programming. Many paths looked close, but Zaki participated fully. And this is a consequence of participating fully. What is a full participation looks like? Doesn't matter how you're feeling. You arrive for all the events on time, like you're supposed to arrive, how you are supposed to be on camera, come be with people. I mean, it's fine if you have some situation or something and you cannot be on camera, but all of you that have difficulty with your videos, get like some kind of a device and put your phone on the device or some stand or something. We are doing this virtual thing. So it's important that we all be with each other. You're not just here to get some information. You're here to be with your community. So I want to acknowledge Zaki for participating, how you're meant to participate fully. When you're not talking, you listen carefully to others. The learning doesn't just happen when you are talking. Learning happens when you're listening. When you're talking, no learning really happens actually. So it all happens when you're paying attention, observing other people's struggles, observing other people's successes. So kudos to Zaki for participating fully, for playing the game. And this is beginning of the beginning. Okay, I have one thing to say to you. You need to work on your identity and the characterization of your identity online. You're virtually non-existent. Where is your blog? Where is your podcast? What are you talking about? You're the guy that can really talk, that can really present himself. You have a gorgeous, powerful presence. So let this presence show up online. Okay, that's now that some concern about getting the right job and the money is addressed, work on that direction a little bit. Okay. All right.
Will do. Thank you. Just so you know, I have been in contact with Ursh Malik. He was kind enough to take some time out of his busy schedule, so I'm in touch with him. I've been I had a meeting with him a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to get in touch with him, and things will move forward in the right direction moving forward.
Okay, good. Very good. Arsh was going to be here today. He got a COVID shot, so he's a little under the weather right now. So he sent a note and his apologies. Another young man, young kid, 17-year-old, maybe 18-year-old, brilliant marketer. He's learned some trick on how to get people leads from LinkedIn. And he's running a business sitting all the way there in India and probably making more money than I am running all these programs. Actually, probably 80% of you are making more money than I am, but that is never really an indicator, neither of satisfaction or your power in the world. So we're very happy for Arsh and we look forward to seeing him next time. Okay, thank you, Zaki. Azzy, you wanted to check in about something?
I shared it in chat. Part of Rob's question responded. Go ahead.
What's the
just a geo area? I'm in Silicon Valley. I had
you're in Silicon Valley. Okay, perfect. Very good. Thank you, Azzy. All right, Rob, please.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Opening moods. I feel like a kid waiting for the first day of school. So I have a mood of ambition, mood of a new beginner. I'm starting a new job on Tuesday, a three-day holiday here in the US. So, and it's been 3 weeks since I accepted the offer. They wanted me to start with a cohort. So I've been in this extended period waiting to get going. So there's that. There's an underlying mood of anxiety due to a lot of the events that Sakib alluded to happening in our country. And I'm in Seattle, by the way. So that's what brings me here. A little bit about the the new job. I am joining a company called Cloud Factory. Those of you in tech might be aware of Cloud Factory. Cloud Factory provides human services for companies who are setting up new artificial intelligence bots and technologies. So they have trained two trained workforces, cloud workers they're called, in Kenya and in Nepal. My team is responsible for the technical support of the new deals, new sales deals that our account executives close with companies, and we are dealing with major Fortune 500 accounts as well as startups, and then so that's known as pre-sales. And then I also have a post-sales part of my group, professional services. They're the ones that inherit the closed contracts and see to it that the technical setup is implemented in order for our delivery group to begin their work. So this is a brand new position. This position involves bringing these two groups together under a single leader. That hadn't been done before. And this is a job that I have cultivated and taken on as my own. And I intend during this job to not only fulfill the promises that I've made to my company, but to cultivate this domain as my own. I have a sense of what this domain is. It is one that I am, for the moment, calling solutions. Not sold completely on that name yet, but it is the technical aspect of delivering a technology product or service to an enterprise customer. And it's my domain and my practice is based on a premise of a continuous delivery of care to that customer from the very first meeting all the way through the entire relationship between the customer and the provider, which is who I work for, the provider. It's an area that is essential and underappreciated, not really examined and embraced fully in the manner in which I anticipate that it will be and should be. So AZ, thank you. Solutions architecture is certainly a component of solutions, but solutions architecture is the front end of the experience in the domain. It continues on through the enablement, implementation, customer success, support. So all of these areas feed into the overarching solutions framework that I'm developing. Solutions life cycle, man, pretty good, I like that. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, very good. What Rob, what some of you know, that Rob is part of the Power Course and have been my client and my dear friend for many years. And Rob, while he was in the course, he had a senior job at a company, and the company decided to move another direction, and Rob ended up losing that job. That did not stop Rob from reinventing himself. It was a surprise and devastating thing that happened, and Rob did not let that stop him and block him and stop his optimism and enthusiasm. He just went right up. He didn't have to try very hard, and soon he landed this job. Now, so big round of applause to Rob for this accomplishment, this new opportunity in life. this is what an incredible accomplishment to land another senior job in the shortest amount of time. Also give you and us and everyone confidence that might be in the middle of struggles, that there is sometimes pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So
yeah, and for Zaki's benefit, I will say that this is a continuing journey that started much the same as your own, with a humble beginning where I went through a period of redefinition, trying to get the world to see me in a new way. And the first steps are really the hardest, right? But then it has its own inertia, right? Like any good flywheel, as us geeky engineers will know, it's hard to get a flywheel going. But once you get a flywheel going, then all of a sudden it picks up steam and you can't stop it. So you've gotten inertia. So congratulations, go with that, and now pick up speed.
Rob, one note comes to mind to say, just in reaction to what you're sharing. I think your current struggle, and I read your paper as well that you're writing, your current struggle is about defining yourself. And it's a real struggle, because the language in which to define yourself comes from the past, but who you are being invented is in the future. So if you invent yourself in the language of the past, you trap yourself a little bit. Solution might be one of those words. Doesn't matter what adjective you put on top of it. So what I see, that you are the guy, you need to be the guy, and you are the guy that can connect dots that others don't, and does sales at the highest levels of the company. And I believe that if you went ahead and said that to any senior executive, CEO, heads of company, board of investors, board of directors, that I am the guy that connect the dots that others can connect, and I do sales at the highest levels of the company, you're going to have doors open to you that won't open with any title. We often think that titles are going to save us. The titles, they trap us. They don't save us, actually. They end up trapping us. Your career, this is for Rob and for all of you. Your career, Angelique, this is just as well for you, who's the youngest member of the community here today. And I'm coming to you in a second. Your career needs to be something that's a source of some confusion for others and some mystery for yourself. Right, Luke? Your career needs to be, so you join, and we'll come to Luke in a second and we'll talk a little bit about that. Your career needs to be something that is at least a little bit even mysterious for yourself. If everything makes sense and everything is lined up and everything is a title, you end up being a commodity. Now people can measure your title with someone else's title. So work hard to identify what is the kind of dancing that you do and what value you bring to others. And let it be a source of a little bit of confusion for others and a little bit of mystery for yourself, to give yourself room to grow your expression. If you identify everything very, very nicely and it's all laid out, that becomes, at first, it brings some relief. And then the very thing that brings relief becomes a prison of a sort for yourself. So, okay. Thank you, Rob. All right. What did we say? Okay, I'll call on Angelique and Maria. Would you keep track of who has spoken? And after Angelique, would you please call people that need to go next? Okay, Angelique, please.
Hi everyone. I'm Angelique. I'm a student in high school, in my junior year of high school, and I'm 16. So yeah. And my current mood is to be truthful, there are a lot of undertones of well, skepticism and cynicism, but not because I necessarily want to be like that, but because due to my due to the way my parents are around me, I guess they are very skeptical and cynical people themselves. So I would say that that has definitely impacted a lot of the things I do and a lot of the ways I think. Yeah.
And what's happening in your life, Angelique?
Mostly, it's the end goal is some type of college. For now, like short-term goal, and then even like smaller short-term goals are good grades and consistency, because it's never been an issue of brains. It's always been an issue of staying interested.
You're still doing Kung Fu? Are you black belt already? For those that don't know,
Not
Angelique
yet.
is a fantastic Kung Fu player, and her performance is a spectacle. People in huge theaters, I've seen theaters full of hundreds of people, and she's gotten amazing kudos and acknowledgement. And maybe at some point in time, Angelique, after you, I know you're still joining, your final orientation is on Monday. So you'll get into this Slack-based community. Do share some of your Kung Fu videos with us. It'll be inspirational to young and older people alike. You're still doing Kung Fu, and you are in which grade now?
I'm in 11th.
11th.
So second last year.
Second last year. So 11th just started.
Yeah.
11th just started. Okay. All right. Very good. Now, cynicism and skepticism, those are interesting moods. Where is Yash? Yash, what are the definitions of either cynicism or skepticism or both? Yash is our mood definition manager.
Yeah, cynicism is a kind of resignation in which a person has given up on the possibility of change, and cynics are no longer committed to the values and goals of the team or company. Instead, they are hanging on for other reasons, such as their position, salary, benefits, and so on. Frequently, these people's voice complaints like the company is so big that I can never move it, or nobody listened to my suggestions, or they are giving me make work and refuse to recognize my true capabilities. This is cynicism.
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 Try that again. Cynicism. Cynicism. Good.
And skepticism, I don't trust that my colleague will take care of me if I tell him I don't know what to do. I think my colleague talks a good game, but I don't think she knows how to teach me what I need to know. I'm not going to ask him for help, as I don't think he's competent to give it to me. This process may be working for some people, but I'm skeptical that it will really work for me. This is skepticism.
This is skepticism. Okay, good. Very good. You know, it's what's really remarkable. You're laughing. That's good. That's good. You know, it's good that you also have a mood of humility and possibility. That's obvious to me, and it's obvious to many people around here. So I recommend that where you take full responsibility for the negative moods that damage your capability, because mood really at the end of the day is an opinion about the future. Future is not here yet. Past is just a story that we have made up. We don't really know what really past is. We invent a particular story about what past is, and then we live in that story. Future has not arrived yet, but in the present moment, we have an opinion about the future. Now, this opinion we think is objective opinion. We think it's rational opinion, objective opinion. It is based on a lot of evidence and its facts and truth and everything. but it is an opinion. It is not real. Future is not here, right? Look at logically, technically, look at rationally, deep rationality, not superficial rationality, but deep rationality, that future is not real yet. Future has not occurred. And it's obvious, if you look at it rationally, that whatever opinion you hold of the future, it will have some influence over the future, right? Now, future also has many other, you're in a part of a drift. Drift is the conversation happening around you, with your parents, with your schools, with the society, with environment, with governments, with superpowers, and all the things that you're in the middle of. That's shaping the future. But what is your role in the future that is being shaped? That will have some impact on its quality with the opinion you have about it. If you have an opinion that there is no possibility for me, that even a huge possibility shows up right in front of you, you ignore it because your opinion is there's no possibility for me. Or you can cultivate an opinion that, yes, I have difficulties. Yes, I've dealt with difficult circumstances, backgrounds, parents, teachers, body, mind, whatever difficulties. Different people have different difficulties, and human being is a kind of an animal that has difficulty. Anyone here that doesn't have difficulties? Maybe Vakar has no difficulties, but any one of us that are human beings, Yash has no difficulties, maybe. But anyone that's a human being, you have difficulties, right? You have difficulties. So it's very good. I really like it that you're taking full responsibility of your mood, that you say, I have cynicism and skepticism, but take response. Don't stop there. Recognize it and make a commitment immediately. Whenever you recognize these moods, make a commitment, and you have this commitment to cultivate a mood of optimism and ambition and possibility. And moods are not easy to change. We cannot really change the moods like that. Very difficult, unless you gain some kind of a mastery over mood. Moods are like these huge, freight ships that takes some effort and some time to turn, and maybe maybe in spite of the effort, may have difficulty with it anyways. But continuing commitment to a mood of optimism and authenticity and humility and gratitude. Gratitude is, what was I telling Zahra? Zahra's still here? I don't see her anymore. So, oh, there she is. There she is. Right? Mood of, doesn't matter what happens, mood of gratitude. I'm so grateful. Look at this gorgeous haircut that you have. Gratitude. Look at this comfortable couch you're sitting on. Gratitude. Look at this body that feels so comfortable sitting on this comfortable couch. Oh, that is so great. That is so great.
I feel like an imposter. But yeah. Also, something you asked me when we were talking about my joining here is what I could contribute, and I believe, and I really thought about that, and you wanted to pull some younger students, like who are, like my group of students, like the ones with like wealthier backgrounds, better education, who like want to make, more like, who want really to make like changes to the world. And I believe I can contribute to really like talking about the mentality of the parents, and like how to structure things to appeal to that group, because I think I understand that group pretty well.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the offer. In this programming today, let's take care of you. Then we will talk offline about possibly starting another program for kids. I am perfectly well with any kind of background. Wealthier background is good too. They pay full fee. And
that's what I mean. But like parents who are really willing to contribute, like to pay a lot of money to get their kids various things. Yeah.
We're not asking for a lot of money, but we can talk about. Look, look what you're doing right now. I'm talking about your mood and you're going in other directions. So take a look at this. You started by saying, I'm such an imposter and I can help you with that. Now, why would I hire an imposter to help me with anything? You're not an imposter. Okay. So keep paying attention to the world you create for others with your words. I'm not in an urgency that you have to bring me value. You are here. The most value you can bring me is to take on your moods and your power authentically. When you get into the powerful university or a program or start a business, that is your biggest gift to us. Your biggest gift to us is not the other young people you'll bring. Your biggest gift to us is your own potential you'll unfold. Okay, that's what I am looking for. And that's your primary responsibility, is to take on unfolding your own full potential. Okay, all right. Big round of applause for Angelique. No, look, let people applaud you, huh? Very good, very good. All right. Thank you, Angelique. Maria.
Luke, would you share where you're joining us from? What's your mood and what's going on in your life?
Yes, thank you, Maria. I am Luke Epperson. I'm joining you from Alaska, United States. I may be the most northern person here, possibly. So my mood currently is serenity, which has been a rare mood for me, and also curiosity and ambition, but it doesn't seem as urgent today just because I'm doing what I know I should be doing today. Sometimes it feels like I'm dragged away from what I want to be doing. But today is a little different that way. So today, yeah, those are my moods. It's optimism generally. My view of the future is good. It's optimistic and looking forward to moving into it, but I'm not feeling an urgency right at this moment. So therefore serenity. What project I'm working on now, I'm with Rob. I've been redefining, sort of discovering anew who I am, moving out of one chapter of my life and trying to discover and invent the next chapter. And it's been really confusing and mysterious. But Sakib has helped me see how all these different areas where I have this unending curiosity in a lot of different domains. And he's been helping me discover that they're not different domains, but they can be combined into one area. And it actually is discovering it tied to a project that I viewed as my side project for the last, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Which is building houses.
Yeah, so
building and selling houses. Mm-hmm.
Building and selling houses. I've rented in the past and moving into broader real estate, multifamily, but then using that as a launching point. One of the things that interests me and helped me step out of my last major role, which was a pastoral leadership, spiritual leadership, was I got disillusioned and cynical about the ways the structures of the church constrained people rather than led them to freedom. So, and moving my thoughts into real estate, we live in similar structures, right? The architecture, whether it's sociological architecture or physical architecture, can either give freedom or constrain. Well, it's always constrained. It always constrains the way we think, the way we live, and the way our communities form. And I think looking around the United States, the living situations, the community situations are dysfunctional. And the use of space is dysfunctional and wasteful. And our communities and our moods are hostile and confronting, disconnected. And I think I can't help but see the nihilism that is the plague on our nation connected to that loss of community, which is tied to the way we live. So that's been something that's been on my mind, and I'm thinking in terms of how might we recreate or reinvent a way of being, a way of living that might provide a different architecture for a more connected whole future.
Yeah. For those that are not familiar with what is nihilism, nihilism is ideology that work is a dread. Work is a drudge, work is a dread, work is not good. It's we should do least amount of work, make enough money, and then enjoy. It's just relax and do recreation. The purpose of life is recreation, and work is really there to make some money so we can do recreation. That idea is nihilism, and really is a disease of a soul of a nation. Europe has been engulfed in it for the past 100 years, more now than before, and it's beginning to see its early roots in the United States. Perhaps all. I'm just trying to read the text. My glasses are. I don't know.
I think that in response to AZ, isn't nihilism the belief that God is dead, therefore no morals matter? I think that a lot of nihilism points to Friedrich Nietzsche as source text, and when he was declaring the death of God, he was declaring the death of the central moral story that Western civilization was built on. And as we've moved into a post-God world, that moral center has evaporated too. So the conversation of nihilism is tied to Nietzsche and therefore his thoughts, but I don't think it's exactly the same.
That actually, Nietzsche said that to try and wake people up from nihilism. Many philosophers, Nietzsche and Kant and many others, Heidegger, the latest philosopher that we love so much in this discourse, they were speaking to wake people up from nihilism. They were afraid of nihilism. And nihilism also leads to the rule of tyrants as well. That's one danger that nihilism carries within it, because people get super frustrated, disappointed with their lives and jobs. You know that often in Italy as well, we saw that before the World War II, that the tyranny, the fascism, it didn't come from the extreme right, from conservatives. It came from extreme left. It came from liberals. So liberalism, extreme liberalism itself begins to turn into its own form of fascism, but it's nihilism that plays the underlying role into that. So my own agenda behind the Power Course, behind the Club of Alchemists, and all the educational programs I have is to counter nihilism that is seeping through many parts of our society, both in the United States, India, Pakistan, really everywhere at this point in time. The only country I don't have a good finger on the pulse is China. And I'm hoping that as we go forth, Angelique and maybe others that will also join us, that will bring us some fresh news from the guts of the Chinese society to tell us what's going on there. So not today, but another time we will go at it. Okay, Luke, very good. Thank you for sharing. Is your house complete, the one that you were finishing? How far you are?
It is just clean up and final inspection at this point.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. So I look forward to working. Big round of applause for Luke. He built the whole house with his bare hands. Let's see your hands. These hands. You know, you guys can't tell, but Luke is about 6.5 foot tall guy. I had actually forgotten how tall he was. I had seen him before. He recently visited me, and I'm about 5'6". So I was like, we tried to hug each other, and my nose was pressing in his chest. and we were hugging each other. I was looking around for a chair to stand so I could actually hug him. So he's built this house with his own hands, and I'm looking forward to really working on the new business model. You're now having the ambition of starting an investments company and perhaps a construction company and whatever, and a pastoral company, and maybe all of those will join into some new form of company that has no precedence. Much like Rasool Ventures here, what we are doing here, it's a venture capital, but that has no precedence in what has been done before. So,
and I think that's what the piece of being mysterious to other people is more about. It's not about directly challenging them. It's about doing things that challenge the status quo.
right.
And
Right.
because we've never seen it before, we don't know what to call it, and we don't know how to characterize it.
That's right. That's
We're paving the path as we're walking it, so we don't even know what it's going to look like. I think that's why it's so mysterious, is we don't really know what the future looks like, since we're the ones taking responsibility to invent it.
Yeah. And the game of power is to really get comfortable with it. That's it. If we are to characterize the secret of power, is to get comfortable with mystery. But we're not comfortable with mystery. We want to know. We want to characterize. We want to put it down, nail it down, articulate it, characterize it, shape it. That is what we're also calling Cartesian blindness in our work, that we are going to talk more about in the subsequent sessions. Okay, thank you, Luke.
Habib, would you please go next?
Hi, everybody. I live in Germany, and my mood is a mood of ambition and possibilities. At the same time, some confusion, but dominated by ambition. I work as a software engineer for last 8 years, and I'm working in the field of automating machines, so machine automation. And I am in the process to rediscover myself throughout the power course in here. And basically, I want to engage myself locally where I work. What is the wastage in my workplace? What are the problems? So the more I get involved here, the more I could see a role for me, and I could because I'm looking for meaning in my work, and there is kind of missing, and that is my struggle. So my struggle is to find a meaning and fulfillment in my work and in my life, and that's why I'm rediscovering myself. I'm also in a process of looking for other opportunities. I'm in conversation with people outside my industry, my company, and try to discover new opportunities for myself. So yeah, basically there is struggle. Sakit could see it in my life, but at the same time, there is hope and ambition, and I'm looking forward to it.
Only if there was an AI executive in our network that could find out. Rob is looking for his angels or what? There is a brilliant AI engineer looking for new opportunities. So those that are in Apple and other companies, take note. He won't be available for too long. Okay. So, all right, Habib, you've made a big shift in your orientation. When we started working together in the Power course, you had not been reaching out. A lot of you had imagined your interests in technology design and human design. They were separate concerns. Now you're beginning to bring all that you are together. Much like Luke, you're beginning to see that your interest in human design and technology design, it exists in singular kind of a phenomena. Also much like AZ, what he's up to with his ideas about his startup. So, okay, that's all. Very good. Thank you, Habib.
Thank you.
Thank you, Habib. Usman, would you like to go next?
Hi, I am speaking from Denmark for probably last 5 days because I will be moving to Northern Ireland. I got an assistant professorship in telecommunications for machine learning. They're raising a new project there, a new department. So I feel immense possibilities and ambitious. And I hope what I have been thinking for last 2-3 years after I did my PhD, it is the time to start implementing them and developing the curriculum and play the way I wanted to. So I hope that what I have been planning, I can really execute it now.
Okay, very good. And what's your mood like right now?
Yeah, immense possibilities, ambitious. I'm a little sad because Maria will be going to Pakistan for next 2 months or 1 month, so I will be away from my family, but it's good.
Now, part of him is just saying that. Part of him is like, party. Okay.
Well, that is just you see that's a forefront. The background I don't want to.
No, good job, good job. It is as it should be. It is as it should be. So congratulations on new life and wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot.
Movement brings blessings.
Yeah.
And I sincerely wish that this movement opens yet more doors. This is not also the last stop. This is the next stop that you're going to, and see where you go from there. All right, very good. Thank you, Usman.
Thank you. Vakar, are you here with us?
Hello.
Hi, would you go next? Share where you're joining us from, what's your mood like, and what's going on?
Hello, everyone. I am Wakar Ahmed. I am joining you from Lahore, Pakistan right now. My mood is a mood of gratitude because I am grateful that I am being a part of this community. As an ordinary person, I am right now sitting between the group of really powerful people.
Okay, time out. Time out. Now, Vakar is a special, I could do that. Vakar is a special person. So I don't accept that you are an ordinary person and rest of us are powerful people, okay? I am a powerful person and I'm in the group of powerful people. Please try that orientation, okay?
Yes.
This is false humility. False humility doesn't cut it. We don't want false humility. Okay, you are a powerful being and you are a group of powerful people. Okay, so back up maybe 2 or 3 sentences and continue, please.
Okay, I am a powerful person and I am in a group of powerful people, and right now in my life I am reinventing myself, and I don't know reinventing is a right word. I am actually inventing myself. I really don't know who I actually. So I am learning to be myself, and it's kind of a feeling like I am reborn in this world, and I have some qualities from my last life. I have to deal with them, some bad qualities and some good qualities. I have to learn how to deal with all of those habits. So currently my life is on the edge of changing, like everything is changing, and I am curious what might happen next, and I really don't know because everything up till now was in a straight line, and I was following that line, and I knew that I have to do that thing next, and I now I don't know what might happen next, and so I am curious, I am ambitious, and there's a mood of possibility and mood of new beginner also. So that's my current position right now. I am actually also trying to find out what could be my next education platform. Like I had been doing chartered accountancy since last 3 to 4 years, but I want to do something related to business, like business administration, MBA, some kind of thing, that so that I could learn business, more about business, and I could have some formal education in my hand. It's just a thought crossed my mind that I could do it. I could start it from the beginning. It's just a thought that crossed my mind recently. Next thing, that I want to establish a business of any sort. I don't know. I'm not sure what could be that business. I am currently thinking of one or two things. I don't know if that could be right option. So I'm just right now observing, looking into the fields. I am just making facts and learning how to do research. That's all. Yes.
Okay. Are you going to do your homework in the course that you're with me in, like you're supposed to? Yes, I'm asking you, Bakar. Are you going to do the homework that you're?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to do the homework. Very good. Are you going to
Yes.
show up to the Monday one-on-one with me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Then I will help you during that time. Okay. We are running a little short on time. We have several parts of the program still pending. So, but
Yes.
you and I need to spend some time talking. If we need to go to more than once a week meetings, then we will increase the frequency. But I need to help you and you need to let me help you.
Yes, for
Okay?
sure. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Bakar.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good work.
Thank you, Bakar. Raquel, are you able to join us?
Yes, I can.
Rachel.
Good morning, everyone. Rahel from south part of Seattle. My mood is vulnerable, I would say ambitious, and then a new beginner mood is what I have right now.
What's going on, Rachel? I don't see that. What's happening with you? Are you well?
I'm good, yeah. I was just pulling over so I can talk.
Okay. What's up in life? What are you up against right now?
I would say the change that is way different than that none of us had experienced previously. Seems to be chaos, but at the same time, it is an opportunity to, at least for me, to be vulnerable enough to understand that I'm not in control of everything. Things may not go the way I have anticipated, but finding myself in my position to impact others in the circumstance. Specifically, I'll be talking about work. Work is very different. We're losing so many people and nobody knows what to do. Things that we have done in 4 years is no longer in existence. We have to change our game. So that also gives me that ambition that what is the word I'm looking for? Decentralizing the system, the things that we always hold on, that we're not able to extend ourselves the way we want. So it's an opportunity. I'm actually not disappointed about that, because I did, like earlier, somebody had mentioned about title, structure, those kind of the things are what hold us not to go beyond. So I am not disappointed that is happening, but the reality is that when you work with people, there's so many things people are experiencing. It's beyond, I can extend beyond my colleagues or what we have. So that is a little bit overwhelming, which brings the vulnerability part of it.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Rachel. I don't know like what is the reason, but your sharing provokes a mood of a little bit of a worry for me about you. Okay, we're not gonna sort that out right in this call, but if you have time today and if you want, give me a call later today. I'd love to speak with you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel. So I guess it's the team now.
Okay, why don't you call on your team members first and then go last, please?
Victoria, would you please go first?
I'm in a mood. Well, I feel very grateful right now for all of you that have joined, and I feel very empowered and very grateful to be part of this community. And I'm a mood of possibilities. I see new possibilities for me, and I see like a new chapter in my life. So I'm still cautiously optimistic, but optimistic, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Victoria.
And I'm in Vancouver, Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
Very good.
Yash.
Hey everyone, this is Yash Kumar, and I'm joining this call from Faridabad, India. That's basically a capital of India near Delhi. And I'm in a team of RV. Basically, I'm taking care of digital marketing here. And by passion, I'm a digital marketer, like who runs ad campaign on the Google and on the all digital media. And I'm in the mood of ambition and curiosity.
Okay.
Thank you, Yash.
Okay, thank you, Yash. Maria, what's your mood and what are you up to?
Thank you, Sakib. I'm joining from Denmark again for the next few days. I have a mood of joy and gratitude. I'm grateful to work where I work, and that's
Thank you, Maria. And what the four of us are up to, and me too, I'm in a mood of gratitude and humility for seeing all of you gather together here. This is the beginning of a beginning. And we have our goals and aims at growing this club to 100 to 200 people within this year. We haven't started all those efforts yet. My team is super busy with me right now in writing the future writing. We have this whole course called the Power Course, for those that don't know. In that, we have these 12 superpowers that we call them superpowers because they work like that. And we have written about 4 and a quarter. And we have about 7 and 3/4 still to write. So we're buried with that work right now, and we're finding not enough time to do any promotions and marketing. So this is what Victoria Roylas, Maria K. Ali, and Yash Kumar is engaged with me at the moment. Quick request, take a look in your world. If you find people that should really be part of this group, please bring them to us. Introduce them to me, introduce them to Maria, introduce them to our website, and we'll be delighted to have your colleagues and your family members and your friends join this conversation of building a new power and new kind of network together with us. Okay, with that, let us break for, it is 11:22 my time. So let's break for 5 minutes and we're back here 11:27. Do come back as we have very interesting couple of pieces of programming for you, and see you in 5 minutes. Thank you all. Welcome back, everyone. Now we are going to introduce a new practice for the Club of Alchemists. We're calling this practice accountability partners. We're going to introduce you to an accountability partner. We actually debated between the distinctions of accountability partner or existential friend. Existential friend is a more technical term that one of the people I studied with, Fernando Flores, introduced. And I really like that. What is an existential friend or an accountability partner that we're going to introduce you to here? Accountability partner, existential friend is not the kind of friend that you chit chat with, that you share gossip with. Existential friend, accountability partner is someone who's accountable for, who keeps you accountable for your way of being in life. What you're doing, it changes situation to situation, but how you're being, that is underlying all the results and all your actions. I am not there with you all the time, so you must cultivate these relationships in your life. And it may be that you bring in your dear ones into this game and your family, or you teach them and coach them on how to hold you accountable. But till you begin to have those skills of playing this game with your networks and people, we're going to introduce you to a new distinction, and we're going to introduce you to your accountability partner. Some of you, we had actually imagined some other accountability partners that are not in the call today. So we're going to put two people in a group together with each other. And you're going to, what are the questions, Victoria? You want to throw the questions up on the screen, please? So you're going to deal with the following questions with each other. Okay, the questions are, what are your goals and ambitions in life? Where are you experiencing a roadblock where you would like your accountability partner to support you in dealing with that roadblock? What is the historical drift of this roadblock? Meaning, what is the history of this challenge that you have dealt with, how it has shown up in your life in the past and how it is showing up right now? What have you tried to overcome it? What are the kind of things you have done, whether you have overcome it or you have not been able to overcome it? What are the kind of steps you have taken to deal with this? And how would you like to be supported? Now, if you so choose, you may exchange, we were going to actually ask people to exchange numbers, but I realized that all of you are part of the Slack community. So during this time, if you don't have Slack, or if you have Slack, download the app, get on the Slack, look at the invitation and message each other on Slack so you are connected directly. And come up with some kind of a frequency that once a week or whenever you choose. We're not obligating you. We're not policing the frequency. But once a week, once every other week, at least you check in with each other and hold each other accountable. If you see each other falling into bad moods, point each other's attention. And in pointing that attention, use the distinctions, use the language, use the linguistic frameworks that we are introducing you to. The frameworks of moods, the frameworks of context. And also, we're going to introduce another program that we are going to be starting here. Should I do that now or later, Victoria Royles? Okay, later. We're going to introduce another program that will give you some of the distinctions that we're asking you to use, those distinctions and not the distinctions of motivation and strengths and weaknesses and all the blah, blah, blah that you hear from the motivational gurus and some of that psychological BS. It doesn't work. Okay, so use the distinctions that we are introducing you. And in being an accountability partner with each other, don't be a policeman or a policewoman or a police person. Okay, be love and kindness, great deal of patience, great deal of love, great deal of kindness. Now, okay, Vakar, you gotta go. Why he's gotta go?
He's not home today.
Okay, you're not home right now. Okay, very good, Vakar. Then we are going to miss you in this accountability exercise and watch the recording later on in the powwow archive, so you are caught up with what we are doing here. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, Maria, please go ahead and break us up. We're going to give you 10 minutes. So each person take 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, switch the roles and the other person goes, or maybe you go back and forth, connect with each other on Slack or connect with each other on WhatsApp or whatever feels appropriate for you to connect, and create some kind of a promise and commitment to each other that how you two are going to support each other with challenges and your ways of being in life. Okay. let's go, and we'll deal with questions maybe later on. Maria, please break us up. Okay, you are all gonna get put into groups here. This magic is gonna happen
I
anytime
also put
it's
the
happening.
questions in the chat for you guys to look at.
Mm-hmm. Ah, so the three of us are together? Oh, the two of us are together.
I
Okay.
think Angelique was supposed to be with us, but maybe Maria put her.
Maria paired her up with somebody else.
And I see an existential alive where we could sit and talk. And I didn't want to finish this 10 minutes. I wanted to continue. So thank you. It's a blessing.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Thank you. I also got a chance to review many of the gorgeous notes that you had put in the chat, Angelique. So I welcome those. And as soon as you join Slack, I invite you to share with us and show us what's happening inside China. You have a firsthand scoop inside there. Many of us are blind. We have no idea what's going on over there. We have a pretty good idea what's happening in each of our countries. By the same token, Zahra and maybe Zaki and others that are not in the United States may not know what's happening here. So we will also do what we can to keep updated. All of you, wherever you are in the world, share with us what's going on in those parts of the world, so we have first-hand account and witness about what's happening. Okay, anyone else wants to share? Just 1 minute. All right, very good. So let us move to the next topic. Our next topic is Club Fund. So we have decided at Rasool Ventures that the 5% of the proceeds from the dues that are paid as club fee will be put aside into a club fund. Now, what are we going to do with that club fund? We have not yet decided. We have had a great deal of debate. Victoria, pull up the PowerPoint, please. It's not a debate that we're going to settle right now. I'm going to show you various things that we are thinking about. And if anyone has like a quick 30 seconds comment, I'm happy to hear. But I'm inviting you to take this debate on in the Club Powwow channel on Slack. So we are thinking, okay, maybe we vote together. Everyone that is in the club is part of the steering committee by default. So we take those funds. Right now, we don't have very much funding. We've just started this, but I believe that our club will grow and this fund will also grow. So as a group, as a network, we are a power. So we could donate to different nonprofits, different initiatives that inspire us, and we can have debates and discussions during the following club powwows about where to donate. We can also create a game where you help Rasool Ventures invest in startups. I don't want to take up the fiducial responsibility where the equities go to all the partners. That will be too complicated, but we could invest in certain startups, and so we can invite those startups to make pitches to us and present to us what they're doing, and you can participate. It's like our own little mini Shark Tank. And then you all will have the opportunity to invest alongside us in those startups. So we might negotiate a really good deal, and then you guys can participate in that investment round. That's one thing we could do. We could also improve club infrastructure. What we mean by that, there are certain services like subscription to New York Times, or subscription to Crunchbase, or subscription to PitchBook, or certain expensive information, news, data subscriptions that are expensive to get on your own. We can get a version and access for the club members, and we can invest funds towards those subscriptions. We can also make these microloans to people in other developing nations where somebody needs to start their shop and somebody needs to start buy a cow to feed their family, and we can make microloans. Often these microloans are returned, often they are not. They're more or less a form of charity that goes with some dignity, that we're not giving charity, we're giving microloans. And there are organizations that do that. So if we do that, we will partner with some organization. And the last idea is that we invest together. Now, the financial benefit cannot come to you. That will just make our job extremely difficult. But you could help us invest in stocks and maybe cryptocurrency. I already have a veto vote about that, but we can talk about it. It's not just my own opinion. Actually, not veto vote. My own opinion doesn't count. If some of you feel that, yeah, that's where we should invest, so we can have discussions about those. And some of you might find value in the discussions about investments, and as you help us invest those funds in those places. So those are the things that we are thinking about doing. Quick reactions. I want to hear from, actually, who would like to go first? And just 30 seconds, 45-second reactions to what do you think we should be doing? Izzy, please.
Yeah, I think great idea. And until you decide what to do with the money, putting it in an investment makes super sense. My two investments are Tesla stock and Dogecoin. I think putting putting cash in something like a Dogecoin cannot hurt. If anything, it will help when you decide what to do with the money.
Well, we're not gonna, we're happy to leave it in our checking account. That's okay. It doesn't hurt us to just for the fund to be sitting there. But I got your recommendation that we should be investing in some commercial enterprise. So then we'll make the activity of discussing those enterprises. And okay, got it. Thank you. Anyone else? Haris?
Yes. I want to say that it's an excellent opportunity considering the fact that we are here in Pakistan. I mean, everybody who's on the east side, and normally we're not much aware about investments. We're all normally 9-to-5 job goers. So one suggestion on top of that is that it's an excellent thing for everyone, but some people even are not familiar with the concept of investment. So you guys need to arrange at least some orientation session. How can we invest it so that we can utilize it? But it's an excellent opportunity. Thank you.
We can invest in courses about investment, and we can bring those courses and make it part of the Club of Alchemists. So, all right, thank you, Haris. Rob, what's your opinion, buddy? I want to hear from you.
I am juggling in those options what administration looks like. I think in this sort of setting, I defer to more low overhead involvement. So microloans and infrastructure probably rise to the surface in this setting. The others just can create a whole bunch of noise that I think would detract from the club's mission.
So, Rob, either whatever we're going to do, we're going to use this as an opportunity to grow our sensibility about that. So if we do go towards startup, then we're going to grow our sensibility about how to evaluate startup, and we'll create like a mini Shark Tank within the powwow. We might have a couple of people come and make like 5 minutes pitches, and based on that, we vote and decide. We're going to take care of the administrative overhead, so it's the lowest for us, and those are the options where we think that we can manage the overhead end to end. There were other ideas where we all share the benefits and everything, and then that becomes complicated. That will get us in a big tax mess that we don't want to get into. Although that we did think that we should want to share the financial benefits in return and blah, blah, blah. Maybe later we can do it. If one of you feel more excited about managing that fund, we can do that, but not right now. Those all options, they are more educational. We're looking at, first of all, as a group, we are a power. We begin to become a power once we begin to operate together in some domains. So number one, number two, some kind of an education. Rachel, please. Thank you, Rob.
I think looking at all those lists, the micro loan align with the mission of this cause, empowering individual, empowering ideas. There is a lot of brilliant individuals, small groups who could do a lot of things. However, they don't have the financial means, and it is risky, but I think that would probably be something that could help.
Okay, Okay, very good. All right, thank you. So I invite you all to take this discussion in the Slack channel Club Powwow and discuss throughout this month. And next time when we meet next month, then we'll declare some kind of a decision together. Okay, that's it about that. Thank you. Luke, I just want to hear 30 seconds from you if you have any.
I was thinking very much in line with what Rachel brought up, that whatever we invest in should be in line with what the purpose of the group is all about. I think choosing a nonprofit is problematic when we have people from all over the world and different viewpoints. I think that would cause some conflict. I think more charitable work in terms of microloans is even more in line with what this group is about. I also like the idea of investing in startups because that both helps other entrepreneurs and also would grow our sensibilities on how to assess as well. So it'd be learning and investment at the same time. I think cryptocurrency could be lucrative, but it's also very passive. And I'm more interested in growing along with investing. So those are my thoughts. I think it's sort of selfishly, I would like subscription access to different things, but that's question.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Luke. Okay, this discussion is to be continued. Let me introduce the next thing that we are bringing to you. Victoria, you want to quickly share the slide? Now I'm going to feel like a bullet train going through, as I am committed to close to on time as possible here. So, okay, so we are introducing a new club practice called Metaform. If you're having difficulty with your moods, with your relationships, your work, your health, your commitments, and you want to learn the initial language of developing a life of power for yourself, the Metaform is a practice for you. At no additional cost, it'll be available to you. We're going to create a course. And what we have done is we have taken from the first part of the Power Course. The Power Course has 3 domains: the domain of awakening, domain of action, and domain of wisdom. We have taken some of the best lessons from the domain of awakening, and we are making this course called Metaform. And I ran with Rachel here together. Rachel is still with us. This group called Power Sisters, where it was just fantastic. People came, women came, and they shared what was going on with their lives and their moods and their power and everything. So we're going to announce a time. We're looking for a good time to announce that. So just be on a lookout about that. This is the place where you identify what are the roadblocks. Victoria, take this off, please. Where you identify, Angelique, we're closing in just 2 minutes. So just hold for 1 quick second. We're about to close. Okay, so two minutes, I promise. Sorry, we're going to go 2 minutes over, then we're going to close it. So these roadblocks that show up like victimhoods, and you want to help identifying those and overcoming those. For many of you, that might be a powerful process. For the Power Course participants, they are doing a much deeper, much extensive version of this. So it may not be of interest, but people that are not in the Power Course right now, we wanted to bring a taste of the Power Course to you. So Metaform is going to be the practice for that. We'll announce some timing for that, and we'll create a poll for the timing on Slack. So please participate in the poll. Okay, that's it. Before I let you go, your exit mood, please. Victoria, please put the mood charts up on the thing, and Angelique goes first. What is your exit mood?
Generally very like hopeful. And like excited, and ambitious, and also like a possibility and radical hope, I guess.
Okay, take I guess out. Ambition, possibility, and radical hope. Okay, very good. Thank you. Haris?
It's possibility and confidence.
And confidence. Lovely. Thank you. Zahra?
It's possibility.
Very good. Good turnaround. Well done. Well done. And gratitude, I recommend you cultivate. Okay.
Inshallah.
Zaki? Inshallah. Zaki?
Confidence and the mood of a new beginner.
Mood of a new beginner. Habib?
I have a mood of gratitude and ambition.
Gratitude and ambition. Thank you. Usman?
Ambition and gratitude.
Ambition and gratitude. Luke?
New beginner, possibility, and loving concern.
Thank you. Victoria?
I have a mood of possibility and the mood of a new beginner.
Thank you, Victoria. Az?
Loving concern and radical hope.
Loving concern and radical hope. Talk to me later about the mood called radical hope. Not today, but thank you for going there. We'll explore that a bit more. Rob?
Curiosity and humility.
Curiosity and humility. Lovely. Maria?
Acceptance and possibility.
Acceptance and possibility. Yash?
Possibility and gratitude.
Thank you, Yash. Rachel?
Loving concern and humility.
Okay. My own mood is of gratitude. I'm grateful to each one of you and to life for this marvelous opportunity. With that, thank you all. See you on Slack or see you in our other programs, club activities. Looking forward. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.